Hello, people. Here we are, 1 o'clock on YouTube Live. And I sure hope this is live. So say hello if you're there so that I know we are actually working. I am at home in my office, and in the background you can see the big D is doing dishes. So he might pop his head around and say hello, although I doubt it. So again, if you are seeing us live, please say something so that I know there are people out there. I look crooked. Oh well. It is definitely a snowy day out there. The wind is blowing and the snow is really going sideways. Although it doesn't seem to be really adding up to a whole lot yet. Hey Brianna, thanks for joining. It is definitely a few inches out there, so it is better to be at home, which I hope you all are, safe and warm, and that you've got some knitting in your hands and are ready for a little bit of fun on this Saturday afternoon. Obviously, the store's closed. We did not want to put anybody at risk or expect anybody to actually be out chomping along the sidewalks out there. So we chose to, like a lot of other stores in Northampton, stay closed. Hi, Diane. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, say hello so I can see you and that you are actually here. And I can see comments too. So if you've got questions or stuff, throw them out there in the chat or comment section and I'll try to answer them. I wanted to use today as kind of a check-in, let you all know that I am doing fine. I tested positive for COVID on Tuesday. I actually felt sick, started to feel sick on last Monday. And just by coincidence, hey Stella, our COVID test kits from the government arrived Monday afternoon. So when I woke up on Tuesday morning and felt bad, hey Amanda, my head hurt. It had a really bad headache. A lot of pressure through my eyes and nose and kind of a stuffy head. I said, I think I better take a test, and tested positive. Hello, Music Dog 4 Watts. Right away, that test showed positive. So if you have not yet signed up on the government website to get your test kits, go ahead and do it, because at least then they are there and you have access to at-home tests. And from what I can tell, they're pretty accurate. It did not take long for the positive to show up, Kathy, on the test strip. At the same time, later on in that afternoon, Adrian, my daughter who lives with us, she also took one of the tests and tested negative. And this morning, we did another test, both myself and my husband. And mine is still positive and his is still completely negative. So far, everybody that I've been in contact with, on Monday, I was with Kate and Beth in the store. Both of them have been tested and have come back negative. And I was with Eileen, my friend, on last Saturday, and her tests have come back negative. So I think there's still a couple more days that they could possibly come out positive, but we're keeping a watch on it. But I'm here to tell you that if you've had your vaccines and your booster shot, it's like an annoying cold. I mean, for 2 days, I was stuffed and had that really bad headache. I was taking NyQuil and Dayquil, some Tylenol in between to help with the headache. Never really had a bad fever. And I had a small, slightly annoying cough for 1 or 2 days as well. And this is me now. I still feel a little bit stuffy, but not terribly. I mean, I can breathe pretty easily. But I'm able to bounce around and do what needs to be done. So as long as you keep an eye on it, I hope that if you do get it, you'll be okay. I've said this to other people. Russ, just so you know, I'm live, so they can all see you. Say hi. Say hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Eileen. Now I lost my train of thought, but get the tests, keep an eye on it. If it feels like a cold, test anyway at home is pretty accurate. And as long as it doesn't develop or get severe, you should be okay. At least that's been my experience. Good. So we've got some people joining us. Hi, Eileen. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into the store on Monday. I don't want to go back into the store until I have a negative test, and that probably won't be until Monday. Like I said, if you've just joined us, my test this morning still shows positive, and it hasn't really been a full 5 days. Yeah, Amanda, last night and the night before were the first 2 nights that I really got a good sound sleep. So I do feel rested and kind of enjoying. This is a little bit of a vacation. I'm getting a lot done, a lot of knitting done, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today. Hey, Decker, and let you see what I've been doing, because of course I'm not just laying around in bed, although that's the other big deal thing, is that it does really make you very sleepy. So I did go to take naps quite a bit. I would be up for a while and then go to sleep for a couple hours, which sometimes meant that it was harder to fall asleep at night, but we got through it. So I do feel rested. I do feel good. So first of all, I've got on this great little scarf that my daughter actually made. It is a worsted weight pattern. Adrienne does a lot of scarves, and she does a lot of creative searching through stitch dictionaries, and this is one that she has found that is a little bit of a ribbing with garter stitch in between. So it's nice and soft and very warm. So I thought I would wear it today while I did this, because I am in my great big office, and we've got 2 big windows in here, so it's sometimes a little bit cool in this room, but I will be working in here today. But I wanted to show you some of the projects that I have finished, and one of the ones that I finally finished and blocked, and it's all nice and dry, is the Stephen West shawl. And when I announced hi Karen, thank you, I am feeling much better. When I announced the COVID, this was the picture that I put up. So this shawl is from the book Worsted, and it is now completely done. And in typical Stephen West fashion, it is very big. And I actually thought I might wear this today, but then I said, oh, I'll put the scarf on. But this will be very comfy and cozy with a pin. So down here at the end, there were almost 600 stitches to go through on the needle. And because it's a worsted weight, I was using size 7 or 8 needles, I think, and I actually had it on 2 long circular needles. This is where a interchangeable kit comes in very, very handy, because I could take use 2 cords and put the stoppers on one end of the cord, and then put the knitting needles on each end. So basically I had 80 inches of cord, because I used the longest cords, which are 40 inch. So 80 inches of cord to get across that bottom row, and each row was taking me a good 15 to 20 minutes to do. So it's a fun, dramatic, really graphic kind of scarf, shawl, with several different stitch patterns in it. So there's an increasing cable up here at the top, and then this is a little twisted rib right here in the orange, and then this is another type of cable that's usually called a honeycomb, more twisted rib, and then this meandering cable down here at the bottom, which it's basically just 2 knit stitches traveling over the purl stitches, and then a tiny touch of feather and fan lace down here. And the feather and fan, hey Kathy, thank you. The feather and fan stitch is a classic lace pattern that a lot of people use for scarves and shawls, a very traditional Irish pattern actually, and that is a yarn over. It's a yarn over, knit 1 pattern and knit 2 together, and then you just do 3 rows of knit. So it's a really easy pattern to really get in the groove with, because you're mainly just knitting rows, and then every once in a while you're doing that yarn over and knit 2 together. Hi Linda, good to see you here. So like I said, this is from the book Worsted, which was printed by Lane Publishing, and we have copies of it in the store, but I fell in love with this one, and it's been a while since I've done a Stephen West project. I knit it out of the Quince Lark, which we have a lot of, and man, I got to tell you, if you are looking for a non-machine washable, it's not a superwash yarn, with a lot of bounce and body, this is the one to try. I really am in love with this yarn. And by the way, since we're talking about Quince, I just got an email from them that they have finally been able to restock the owl. So later on today, I will be placing an order with them to fill in the colors that we're missing. And there is one particular sweater that people have been dying to make. It's got a Fair Isle yoke pattern in it that I hope we'll be able to restock that yarn with. And also, I've already ordered their organic cotton, their worsted weight cotton for the summer. So that will be coming in pretty soon too. And that is one of the things that I also finished, was the little cardigan top that I said I was going to make out of the new Galatea from Earth Yarns. So I finished this cute little top. This is a top-down pattern with a little yarn over increase for the sleeves. So you have this nice little holy pattern, so your t-shirt will show through when you wear it. The ribbing, when you divide for the sleeves, the ribbing goes on automatically. And I did this right away on a straight needle, so I didn't have to put the sleeve on a circular needle. And then you join for the body and knit it down to the length that you want it to be. Hi, Nancy. Thank you. I am feeling better. So that's what the Galatea looks like knit up. And this is a self-striping yarn, like a lot of the unique yarns are. But you can see how very erratic it is. Now, this little top took 4 skeins of the Galatea. And the pattern that I used, I will have in the store, because Crystal Palace used to be a great yarn company and did a ton of free patterns on their website. And so we got this in the Wayback Machine. And it is a nice little crop top, like I said, all in one piece. Just a great way to use up a heavier yarn. This is knit on size 11 needles, so you can imagine how very quickly it went. It really did not take any time at all, or some time, but you know, what are you doing when you're sitting around feeling yucky with a headache? Easy knitting, easy knitting. But I just love the way this yarn is knitting up. Really like the stripe pattern in it and the colors. Some of the colors are very subtle, some of them are very bright, and I just ended up digging out an old button from the button drawer here to add a little pizzazz to it. You see it without reflecting. There we go. This is a Fimo button that I had and got a long time ago. So we just stuck that in to help close it. So this will be in the shop next week. I don't think I'll be in the shop until Wednesday. I'm hoping I test negative. Hi, Maureen. So I got that done as well. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you that I finished, it's still a little bit damp, is my side to side. This is a pattern that I did for Plymouth a few years ago that ended up being really popular. And I loved the way it looked, and I never made one for myself until now. But it's still a little bit too wet to put on, so I'm just going to show you, where am I? Like this. There we go. So this sweater is knit starting at one cuff, right down here, and you gradually increase, just like making a normal sleeve. But at the underarm, you cast on the stitches for both the front and the back, and you knit the back all the way across from one side of the neck all the way across to the other, and then finish off the front right here. And then you cast on for the second front, knit that front up to the neckline, and then join it together with the back and finish off by decreasing for the sleeve. So this one I'm going to be wearing next week because it's finally done. I ended up putting a little bit of ribbing around the bottom to give it a little bit of a base. And there are no buttons on it yet. And I'm not sure if I will or not, but I originally designed this for use with Plymouth's self-striping yarn called Gina. And we had it in colors that were similar to this, and everybody loved it. People knit it and knit it and knit it. So we, of course, still have the pattern because it is one of my designs. We still have Gina, and now we have lots of self-striping yarns that would work for it too. So this is a little bit longer of a knit because it's on a size 6 or 7 needle, and you are doing a lot of stockinette stitch, but this little yarn over pattern in the middle breaks it up a little bit. So we have lots of self-striping different yarns, from Unique to, this is a Gimatolo from Trend Setter yarns that I had bought for myself when I was out there visiting them this summer, and finally I've used that up into a sweater. So those are the 3 big things that I've done, and I've done a number of little things in between as well in preparation for some of the classes that are coming up. So I start teaching crochet on Wednesday night at the Hill Institute, and I might as well show you. It's right over here. Whoops. Grabbed a whole bunch of stuff out of stash again, and just made this nice little crocheted catch-all bag. So we'll be working on that in class up at the Hill. And you know, there's tons and tons and tons of patterns out there for what are called market bags, or just a bag to carry your project around in, or your papers, or whatever you need to cart around with you. So this is a really easy, quick, and fun way to use up, if you crochet, to use up leftover yarns when you've got bits and pieces, because a lot of times I was using 2 and 3 strands of lightweight yarns together. I used yarn down here with a lot of texture to it, so it's soft and fuzzy down there. Threw in some mohair, literally just grabbed a bunch of colors that I thought went together and started this little crochet bag. So I'm getting ready for that class, which will start on Wednesday. And then of course on Saturday, you got 1 more week if you guys want to sign up for the sea glass pullover. I'm continuing to work on that, but that's in the other room, so I'm not going to show you that. But what I also wanted to say about that class, which I kept forgetting to say before, was that it is on Zoom, and the classes will be recorded. So if you cannot join the class at the time, at 11 o'clock every Saturday, it will be available to you. If you sign up for the class, it will be available to you to watch later on at your convenience, or you can always go back to it to start again. So Nancy, yeah, I'm getting ready to send out an email to everybody that's signed up at the Hill, and you'll need a hook that's about a size H. H is a really good size to have because it's right there in the middle, and it's on the bigger rather than smaller size. But I'd like everybody that starts to crochet to have like a G, H, and a J, G, H, and an I. So you see, guys, a little bit of COVID brain, I think, because I am having trouble with some words once in a while. But you'll be getting that email, Nancy, so you'll be able to start. And you might want to gather together a bunch of odds and ends. If you're a knitter, you've got tons of yarn that you can throw together for this class. Okay. We've got a lot of people. We've got a good group. I think there's about 12 people already signed up for the Sea Glass Zoom class, and those guys you'll all be getting an email from me by Monday as well to get you ready and going for that. So if you are on Instagram or Facebook and follow some people, you know that there's a whole lot of stuff going on in February in all kinds of different waves and forms. We talked a little bit about the fix it, frog it, or finish it kind of effort going on in February. And if you're into any of that, I hope you are finding your way through your projects and deciding which ones you want to finish, which things you need to get fixed and which things you're just going to let go and rip it out and start all over with. And along with that, there are a bunch of fun little knit-alongs that are happening as well. And one of them I was happy to see. Now, the Casa Pinka, is a great friend to local yarn stores. She is a designer out of Rhode Island that has lots and lots of knit-alongs and is a proficient designer, always throwing things out there. A little bit on the kooky side with her Sharon cat from security, so it can get a little crazy once in a while. But she is doing a little knit-along with this particular pattern called Quindisi. This is a pattern of hers from a while ago, fairly simple but fun. It's done with 3 colors of sock weight yarn, but what's fun about it is that each section is a different stitch pattern. There isn't another picture that has a close-up of them, and it's not a great picture on the pattern, but when you look through the directions, there's a lattice stitch pattern, a tweedy stitch pattern, a slipped stitch pattern, a lattice stitch, tweedy stitch, seed stitch, and a slip stitch pattern. So it's changing constantly. So not only are the colors changing, but the stitch patterns are changing as well. And we did happen to get in the Dream in Colors. We signed up for the Dream in Colors pop-up shop again for the spring. And the first of the colors has come in, and it is this. This is the Smooshy Cashmere again. It's 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon, and it is a fingering weight, and it is so fun and happy. Really, really fun. So I decided I wanted to do the Casa Pinka, and so I took the Dream in Color Smooshy, and I'm adding the Malbrico sock in color Alice. This is from the Alice in Wonderland collection, and I'm adding the fingering weight unique in this color as well. So I'm going to do that shawl in these 3 colors. What do you think? The combinations are endless, and we've got a ton of all of this yarn in the shop, from the unique all the way to Malbrico sock, and now we've got, I think this makes the 5th color of Smooshy if you wanted to add in there, but it doesn't have to be these. You could find 3 colors of the unique or 3 colors of the Malbrico that you could knit with, but that's something that I think I'm going to have a little bit of fun with, just kind of relaxing knitting but still interesting. So we're going to be doing that as well. I think actually that brings me to the close of today, unless you guys have any questions. Going forward, I just wanted to check base with all of you, let you know that I am okay and doing better, and to thank you all for caring and for taking the time to check in on me and make sure that I was good. So I will be sending out another email probably Sunday night, and everybody else will be getting the emails for the classes that you have signed up and letting you know what kinds of things we're going to be doing in February as we turn the page and move into the last part of winter. Hopefully this is it for the storms. All right, everybody, that is about it for me. Take care, stay safe and warm today, and I'll probably see you on Monday when if I'm still at home, which I probably will be, it will be on YouTube again because it will automatically record and go up on our page. All right? Thanks a lot, everybody.